Welcome to the 2024 Joyce Russell Kente Awards and Scholarship Ceremony. Back at the beautiful University of South Florida campus for the first time in 5 years. Thank you for joining us to raise scholarship funds for deserving USF students and helping celebrate their academic excellence and achievements. Today, we will also recognize the accomplishments and contributions of esteemed Tampa Bay area community leaders. We appreciate your presence here today. It tells our students how much you value their hard work and shows our award recipients how much you appreciate their efforts. We hope you will leave today's event inspired, uplifted, and proud.
Before we officially begin our program, we would like to thank each and every one of you for attending today. We are grateful that you have joined us to honor our scholarship and award recipients. It is because of your support we are able to come together in celebration of these excellent individuals. I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank our amazing sponsors. And I met them in the elevator, so I'm excited. Our gold sponsors, the Black Business Investment Fund. Okay. Now, President Ginshaft, you stood up too early because you was next. USF President Emerita Judy Ginshaft and Stephen Greenbaum. Green sponsors, Helios Education Foundation, Mosaic. Silver sponsors, Ayers and Associates, Tampa Girls Club, Rooms to Go Foundation, Tico, let's keep the lights on. Our bronze sponsors, Mr. Donald Ray Odom Sr., the Urban League of Hillsborough County, and USF sponsors, Alumni Association, Athletics, Black Alumni Society, College of Arts and Sciences, College of Nursing, OSHA Lifelong Learning Institute. Y'all here, I see y'all. Office of Corporate and Foundation Relations, Office of Community Partnerships, Women in Leadership and Philanthropy. Oh, so we're just gonna turn this into a pep rally, okay. USF Public Media, that's the last one. Thank you for your support of this year's Joyce Russell Kente Awards and Scholarship Ceremony. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our returning MC, Miss Joyce Lewis. Now, you know they gotta be good to come back, right? Joyce is an Emmy Award-winning journalist now serving as the Director of Communications and Public Affairs for the Tampa Police Department. She is a Lakeland native with 13 years experience in the media industry, having previously served as a reporter for Fox 13 in Tampa and television news stations in Memphis, Winston-Salem, Myrtle Beach, Gainesville, and Tallahassee. She holds a Master of Arts in Mass Communications from the University of Florida and a Bachelor of Science in Mass Media from Florida State University. The only one. She is thrilled to serve her community in this new capacity and promote positive relationships between law enforcement and those who live in, work in, and visit the city of Tampa. Everyone, please help me welcome to the stage Miss Joyce Lewis.
Good morning, everyone. I appreciate that lone clap, whoever you were. Thank you for the support. I, again, just want to welcome everyone to the 2024 Kente Awards ceremony. I had the privilege of emceeing this event last year. It was such a wonderful event, so I'm so glad to be back and see so many familiar faces as well as new faces and just all of the support for Black excellence. It is at a time that it is critical and it is needed, so thank you all for being here today and just supporting this event, and most importantly, supporting our students because they need it. Can we give a round of applause to all of our students and recipients? And this year, we have the distinct pleasure and honor of awarding our Kente Award recipients to Thaddeus Bullard and Inez Long. Let's give them a round of applause. We'll hear a lot more about them later in the program, but very excited. And it's also my pleasure to welcome our keynote speaker, a familiar name to many people, USF alumnus, Mr. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, back home to USF. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, pretty much after we took pictures for last year's event, the planning already started for this year's event. It certainly is a labor of love, and it is a tremendous undertaking and a lot of work to put together what you see. So at this time, I'd like to just recognize the committee members and the wonderful team that puts this event together every year. And I'd like to start with the African American Advisory Committee. Could you please stand so we can properly recognize you to those members? The USF Black Faculty Staff Association. The USF College of Arts and Sciences. USF Foundation. USF Institute on Black Life. Ruth and Jerry Bell. And Stephanie Seropian. Thank you all so much just for all of the work that you do with your time, sponsorships, and just helping to make this event a huge success. And it's one that continues to grow every year, and we know that's not possible without all of your efforts. So thank you again. Now, on your program, you will see a QR code on the back of it. So if at any point you feel inspired to support the efforts of these organizations as well as our students, you can just scan that code. We make it very easy for you to donate, and there's no amount that's too small. Every single amount goes to help support our students and support these programs. So if you wish to contribute, there is an easy way for you to make a difference. And you'll see the impact of the difference and your donation today. Now, in keeping with the tradition of the Kente Awards, we can't get started without an invocation. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Pastor Keith Babb of the Way Church of Tampa to come forward, and he will provide our invocation this morning.
Good morning, everyone. And although I'm a preacher, I promise not to be long-winded. Let's go to God in prayer. Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you, God, for your immense love towards us. God, we thank you, God, that your word declares that you are the giver of life. So we are here, God, because you've given us life. And for that very reason, God, that's a blessing. We thank you also, God, for the Joyce Russell Kente Awards and Scholarship Fund. God, we thank you, God, that your word declares in Hosea 4:6 that your people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So we thank you, God, for these scholarship funds that give us access to knowledge. And your word also declares in Proverbs 4:7 that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. So we thank you, God, that we have this opportunity for students to obtain wisdom. We pray, God, that you will continue to give us favor, that you will continue to expand our efforts so that we can do as your word declares, God, that wisdom is the principal thing and that we could get wisdom. Now be with us, God, we pray. And it's in your name that we do pray. And everyone said, amen.
Thank you, Jonay. Isn't she wonderful? Thank you so much for coming back and doing this. I am so pleased to welcome all of you to the Joyce Russell Kente Awards. This is a really special event. Every time I come, I see how happy you all are to be together, and we have an opportunity really to recognize people who have made a significant difference in our community. This is a big thing for us, and I hope you all are just really excited that today we're going to honor Thaddeus Titus O'Neil Bullard as the USF Kente Community Award honoree. Now, you may know him as Titus O'Neil because he is the WWE superstar, but he's also made a tremendous impact on our community by uplifting underprivileged children and families throughout the Tampa Bay area. Our second award recipient today is Inez Long. She is a proud bull from the class of 1979 and the 2024 USF Kente Alumni Award winner. You know, we're so thrilled to honor her today because her work has been focused on the financial sector. And I was just talking to her a moment ago, you know, if you don't have financial support, you cannot accomplish your goals. She has made an incredible impact by providing capital to Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, as well as underserved businesses. Meanwhile, I know that you're all looking forward to hearing our keynote speaker, and that is USF's own Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I say he's our own because he graduated in 2017, but you probably just saw him recently when he caught a big touchdown pass in the Super Bowl and helped the Chiefs win over the San Francisco 49ers in overtime. And by the way, Marquez became the first USF alumnus to score a touchdown in a Super Bowl. And you know, his hometown is actually St. Petersburg, and so recently, in the last couple of weeks, they gave him the key to the city, which was really a nice recognition, and I'm just wondering what that unlocks. Now, as you know, this is important because we are celebrating the 24th year of the Kente Awards. And as you heard just a little while ago, the USF African American Advisory Committee really created this 24 years ago to recognize faculty, employees, alumni, and members of the African American community for their substantial contributions. But it's also a reflection of USF's commitment to creating and sustaining opportunities that maximize success for all students, including those that are here with us today that we want to honor. So, to everyone who works so hard to improve the outcomes of students at USF, you have our deepest appreciation. Your willingness to volunteer and to mentor has helped guide our students to new levels of success and fulfillment. So thank you to all of you who have worked so hard to make this event possible. Thank you to all of you who have contributed and given your support of our students for scholarships. And finally, thank you for making a difference in the lives of our remarkable students. And so I leave you all with my sincere thanks, and as always, go Bulls!
Thank you again, President Law. At this time, we now invite Albert Coleman, USF African American Advisory Committee board member, to come forward and to share some Kente Awards history with us. Let's welcome him to the stage at this time.
Thank you, Janae. The African American Advisory Committee was established to serve as a link between the African American community, USF Office of the President, and the university community to promote diversity within the university and in the greater community. In 2000, the committee created the Joyce Russell Kente Award to further strengthen the relationship between the university and the African American community. The award recognized African American USF faculty, employees, alumni, and community members whose contributions have made a positive impact in the Tampa Bay community. At this time, I would like to ask all Kente Award recipients to please stand if you are able to be acknowledged. Yeah. The award is named in honor of Joyce Russell, who worked as the county's African American liaison and joined the African American Advisory Committee in 2000. She was elected president for the committee in 2004 and served 3 terms as its president before retiring in 2011. In 2012, then USF President Judy Genshaft presented Ms. Russell the Kente Award and renamed it in her honor the Joyce Russell Kente Award. We are very fortunate to have Joyce Russell and President Emeritus Judy Genshaft with us today. Would you both please stand and be recognized? I know we have Dr. Ernest Boger, the second in the audience. Dr. Boger was USF first black student and graduated, and the 2022 USF Distinguished Alumnus. We also have George Robinson with us today. He was USF's first minority recruiter. He was hired in 1971 to recruit minority students to attend the university. Can you both please stand up and be recognized? Now, if you have attended the Kente Awards for 20 to 24 years, would you please stand and be recognized? Come on. Nobody in the room? 20 to 24 years? Yes. Okay. Please remain standing, those of you who have attended this wonderful event for the last 10 to 20 years. Please stand and be recognized. Those of you who have attended the Kente for 5 to 10 years, will you please stand and be recognized? Come on. Now, if you attended the Kente for the first time, we are so happy you have joined us today and hope you will continue to join us for this wonderful annual celebration. Will first-time attendees stand and be recognized? Yeah. Thank you all for your support of this impactful program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Coleman. And it's so important to recognize the history of these events so we know what we're doing, why we're doing it. And it's so great to see all of the people that have supported this event for so long and made it. You know, it's hard to get people on a Thursday at this time to come, and we have people that come to this event for the last 20 years, last 24 years. And those of you who are here for the first time, we're already committing you. We'll see you next year. At this time, we would like to recognize our scholarship recipients. Now, due to changes in the federal financial aid information form, there was a delay in receiving that information. So while we'll not be awarding 2024-2025 scholarships until later this month, we get to do something new and unique. For those of you who attended last year, you got a chance to meet the recipients that were honored and hear more about their story. And now a year later, we have an opportunity to check in with them so you can really see the impact and the difference that was made in the lives of these students. So what we're going to do is bestow Kente Stoles on our 2023-2024 scholarships and then hear more about how the generosity of everyone in this room has impacted their lives over the last year. So please turn your attention to the screen now for a short video.
I do come from a lower income household, so I am responsible for all of my own personal finances. This scholarship has allowed me to continue my education within my master's program, as well as being able to allow myself to allocate funding towards my future endeavors, because I do plan on going to law school. I am grateful for the scholarship and the opportunities that it has given me.
This scholarship has provided me with networking opportunities to connect with professionals as well as peers. Not only that, but it has provided me with workshop opportunities to improve on specific skills to not only further my professional development, but my personal development as well.
I've been able to connect with people within and outside of my community, as well as spend times with friends and family as well. I have been able to perform well academically, not having to fear about the financial burden. I've spent more time developing me and working on things I could do to better myself and my community.
In my future, I want to be an optometrist, and I've been able to shadow other optometrists to build my future. I'm volunteering at Advent Health, and I'm also a part of the Women's Volleyball Club, so I'm able to do those things outside of my schoolwork and not worry about the funds that come with them.
The non-financial benefits the scholarship has provided is multiple network opportunities, and I have been able to be at the table of some of USF's influential alumni, professors, and community leaders.
I'd like to thank the donors who has taken the time to be very gracious in sponsoring students, because the financial implications of college are huge. So to have people who are willing and able to donate to students helps greatly in us achieving our dreams. So thank you.
Go Bulls! Go Bulls!
Go Bulls!
So as you can see, the money raised and the students impacted, you're creating opportunities for them to pursue. And what better investment can we make as a community than investing in our youth? They need all of the support that they can get. So that's just a little sample of the ways that they've been impacted, and I hope that support continues. At this time, please join me in welcoming Mr. Jerry Bell, co-creator of the Ruth and Jerry Bell Endowed Scholarship Fund and co-founder of the USF Black Leadership Network.
Well, good morning. It's definitely a pleasure to see everybody here today, especially the first-timers. So I also applaud you, right? On behalf of my family, my wife Ruth and I, we very delighted to be here, to have a scholarship, to be able to present financial assistance to all the deserving students, right? You see, when my wife Ruth and I decided that we were going to do a scholarship, we pretty much promised that we were going to do everything we can to help young black students that are in need of financial support. Now, this all came about, if you know anything about Ruth and I, we went to college together at Arizona State, and I tell this story all the time, and you probably have heard it before, but you know, we'd go home for Christmas break and come back, and all of a sudden one or two friends didn't come back because they didn't have the wherewithal to be able to either pay tuition or pay a fine or a fee from a parking ticket or a book thing that got them not admitted for that following semester. So we kind of told ourselves if we were ever in the opportunity, we ever had the opportunity to help and assist students, we were going to do that. So, you know, it's our desire to make sure that every student that wants, that needs, or that desires an opportunity to get an education, we will help them in whatever way we can, because we don't think it's as fair as it could be, but we also don't think that someone shouldn't get an education based on finances, right? So we're proud to be here today. My wife, she's not here today, so I'll speak for her, but we're proud to be here to present and celebrate the successes of this year and to bestow the Kente Stoles on our incredible students. So thank you.
Thank you again, and thank you for your support. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the 2023-2024 Ruth and Jerry Bell Endowed Scholarship recipients. Students, when I say your name, you can come up to the stage. Alina Johnson from Orlando, Florida, majoring in biology. Mariah Brown from West Palm Beach, Florida, majoring in psychology. Solomon Usaro is from Wesley Chapel and majoring in biology. Let's give them another round of applause. Congratulations again. Thank you to the Bell family for your generous support. At this time, I have the distinct privilege of introducing Ms. Sharon Thompson Ayers to present the Dr. Israel Ike Tribble Jr. Endowed Scholarship recipients. Please help me in welcoming her to the stage at this time.
Good morning. The African American Advisory Committee is proud to support Dr. Tribble's commitment to giving by contributing to this endowed scholarship. Doing so is an honor and the highest recognition of his lasting legacy. Will members of the African American Advisory Committee please stand? This is a scholarship that we, members of this committee, contribute to personally. Dr. Tribble's life was one of self-sacrifice and concern for the well-being of others. And those of you who know Dr. Tribble from the Tampa area will know that he had an infectious smile. And I tell you, you can just imagine him saying, just do your best, not for yourself, but for someone else. Dr. Tribble's widow, Dr. Sheila Simmons, was unable to join us this morning. However, she thoughtfully provided us this video.
Good afternoon. First, thanks to the University of South Florida and the University of South Florida Foundation for creating the Dr. Israel Ike Tribble Endowed Scholarship, named in the spirit of my late husband, Dr. Ike Tribble. It is that recognition that I know Ike would have been honored to see his legacy of giving continuing to make a difference in the lives of students, families, and communities. This endowed scholarship, named in his honor, is so befitting to him because, as you know, Ike was a humanitarian, an educator, a community leader, and a social justice activist. For those who knew Ike, African proverbs were a major part of his life and his communication style, and it helped to ground his thoughts and words at all times. Today, I will choose the African proverb from his book, Making Their Mark, Educating African American Children. The proverb is, "He who learns teaches." Ike demonstrated this proverb in his passion for human and social justice causes while actively pursuing the establishment of programs and resources to benefit communities, underserved families, and underserved students in the Tampa Bay area. As a result of his untiring efforts, African Americans and other minorities have succeeded in earning bachelor and doctorate degrees. Both minority and women university faculty have achieved advanced professional ranks and tenure, and thousands of young people have been inducted into the Magnite Achievers Society throughout the state of Florida. And that's with an emphasis on academic achievement and cultural enrichment. Since I retired and returned to the Tampa Bay area, I have experienced the profound impact of Ike's love of learning, teaching, and giving by being unexpectedly uplifted by meeting former scholarship recipients and people like Dr. Elizabeth Hodge Freeman and the generational participants of the McKnight programs. And yes, they have all made their mark. And many are teaching and working here at the University of South Florida and around the nation at major universities and colleges. Yes, Ike made his mark, and these Ike Tribble Scholarship recipients are living testaments of his mark. I think he would be remembered and like to be remembered by a legacy of giving, and that is why this endowed scholarship is such an honor and the highest recognition of his legacy. Knowing Ike with that infectious smile, I think he is still saying, just do your best, not for yourself, but for someone else. Again, thank you from the Simmons Tribble family for honoring our beloved Ike.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the 2023-2024 Dr. Ike Tribble Jr. Endowed Scholarship recipients. Sovereign Julian is a business administration major from Lake Park, Florida. And Adriana Grant is a health sciences major from Miami. Congratulations again. Okay, at this time, join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. David Ponson III, Assistant Professor and Undergraduate Director of the School of Interdisciplinary Global Studies, as well as a member of the Black Life Advisory Committee.
Hello, you all look stunning. Thank you, Joné, and good morning, everyone. The Institute on Black Life has thrived as a center of research, scholarship, and community outreach since 1986. In the name of student success, IBL has maintained a robust scholarship program that awards at least 10 scholarships each year, one of which is the Study Abroad Scholarship. This scholarship provides the opportunity for students at any level to receive the gift of a global education, an initiative USF promotes for all of our students. One such opportunity will be launched next month through the Racial Justice Initiative. The Racial Justice Initiative, or RJI, is a new CAS initiative housed in the Institute on Black Life. As part of a Maymester course led by Dr. Elizabeth Hodge Freeman, Dr. Kathleen Heidi, and graduate student Nikki Luckett, 25 students will undergo an in-depth examination of the civil rights movement in the U.S. with a focus on Birmingham, Montgomery, and Selma, Alabama. Emphasis will be placed on understanding the strategies, challenges, and triumphs of the movement with an effort to prepare students to face existing social justice issues related to race, gender, sexuality, ability, and class discrimination. Thanks to the support of the RJI, the domestic travel scholarships associated with this course will take students on a one-week trip to historic sites in Alabama, where they will be immersed in civil rights history and learn from leaders of the ongoing and long civil rights movement. We hope you will continue to support our efforts. Your generous contributions to IBL ensure that students will retain access to exploring the world and bringing knowledge, resources, inspiration, and skills back to the Tampa Bay area to continue to make our region a place for all of us to thrive. Thank you for your support.
At this time, to present a Kente Stole to the USF Black Faculty Staff Association's Endowed Scholarship recipients, please welcome Dr. Frank Pirtle III, President of the Black Faculty Staff Association. He took the scenic route.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is my privilege to serve as the president of the Black Faculty and Staff Association, also known as BFSA. BFSA was founded in 1972 and helps foster an environment of mutual support and respect for Black faculty, staff, students at the University of South Florida and in the surrounding communities through advocacy, through outreach, and active membership. In an effort to build a legacy of empowerment, the USF BFSA established a scholarship for underserved and underrepresented students who are continuing their career at USF as an undergraduate or graduate program, and who are active in and whose careers will have a positive impact on the Black community. Since 2011, this scholarship has assisted more than 20 students in accomplishing their academic goals. And also, today we are honored to be able to honor 2 more students. So we thank you for all of the support that you give through your active membership and through your support of the mentoring programs that we have at the BFSA at USF. Thank you.
At this time, it's my pleasure to present the 2023-2024 USF Black Faculty Association's Endowed Scholarship recipients. We'll start with George Cardonzo, an information technology major from Tampa, Florida. Natalie Desir, a computer science major from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Congratulations again. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Sharman McCrae to present the Dr. Richard F. and Eva L. Pride Endowed Scholarship recipients. Please help me at this time welcoming her to the stage.
Thank you, Janae. We are proud to partner with the Kente Awards to salute the life and legacy of my parents by awarding this scholarship named in their honor. Our family's relationship with the University of South Florida is both proud and very extensive. My mother, Dr. Eva Pride, was the first African-American faculty member hired by the university in 1966. Thank you. My father, Dr. Richard Pride, served as an associate professor for the College of Education and director of Project Upward Bound at the university in 1969. Both of my parents dedicated and devoted their lives to excellence in education. They were pillars in the Tampa Bay area as they pioneered the higher education system for students of color and push the equity narrative for better education and access to a brighter future. Thank you. The Pride Scholarship was established as an extension of this commitment. It is our hope to assist students in achieving their dreams by attending college at the University of South Florida. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McCray. And at this time, I'd like to present the 2023-2024 Dr. Richard F. and Eva L. Pride Endowed Scholarship recipients to join Dr. McCray here on the stage. Franceline Genty is a health science major from Tampa, Florida. Congratulations, and thank you again. At this time, to present the USF Black Alumni Society Legacy Endowed Scholarship, please welcome Stephanie Morge, Alumni Engagement Chair for the USF Black Alumni Society.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here today and to recognize all these incredible scholars. The USF Black Alumni Society was created to build lasting relationships between the university, Black students, Black alumni, and the community. Our organization strives to connect alumni and students with shared experiences to continue building a welcoming and supportive experience. The USF Black Alumni Society Legacy Endowed Scholarship is one of the conduits through which we are able to accomplish this mission. In addition to providing financial assistance, the scholarship also reinforces philanthropy in students by encouraging continued service in the community. It is our honor to invest in the goals of our students by offering them support in both school and life.
It is now my pleasure to present the 2023-2024 USF Black Alumni Society Legacy Endowed Scholarship recipient to Cherish Alston, a Business Analytics and Information Systems major from Miramar, Florida. Congratulations, Cherish. I'd also like to ask Cherish to remain on the stage and to come to the podium and just share with the audience a little bit about your experience this last year and just the impact that this scholarship has had on your life.
Good afternoon. My name is Cherish Alston. As I stand before you today, I am honored and humbled to share with you the impact that scholarship has had on my life and journey as a college student. Hard work. I represent thousands of students who do not have much financial support, who work day and night to cover the cost of education. I was an advisor assistant by day and a business analyst at night, a basketball coach during the week, and a sales clerk on the weekends. I was juggling 4 jobs simultaneously while maintaining a 3.9 USF GPA. Thank you. Hard work, I know the meaning, but today I want to show you the impact and scholarship that scholarship can have. Today, I'm excited to share that I am the CEO of Smart Scale Analytics, alongside my twin sister, with a dedicated team of inventors, advisors, and developers. I've had the opportunity to pursue a business that will revolutionize weight management in the long-term care industry, and we're starting here in Tampa. My team and I have gone on to win statewide pitch competitions from NASA, USF, and TIE, securing funding for the launch and expansion of smart-scale analytics. Thank you. I couldn't have done this without the resources and support at the Null Center for Entrepreneurship. Ever since my business was admitted into the Student Innovation Incubator and NSF I-Corps Bootcamp, we have truly learned and grown as a team. It's only up from here. I would also like to share that today I am the president of The Mainframe, an organization that connects Black student entrepreneurs and innovators to resources and opportunities in the Tampa Bay community. Through The Mainframe, I have been surrounded with a strong community that is rooting for me and cheering me on. The resources and opportunities they have provided me and our leadership team have been invaluable. Alongside my passion for entrepreneurship, I have also pursued my career aspirations through internships as a business analyst for Isocrates and as a cybersecurity consultant for Connect Secure. These opportunities opened my eyes to a world that is truly fascinating to me. Last year, I was selected as a National Science Foundation CREST CyberCorp Scholar, and I was among the first cohort to be selected for the University of South Florida. And through this scholarship, I've been given the opportunity to travel across the U.S. for cybersecurity workshops, seminars, and conferences that have just been outstanding. I'm now excited to announce that I will be interning for the United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission this summer in their cybersecurity division. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Today, I give back to my student community to further drive success and motivation for students. Alongside my twin sister, I hosted a How to Start Your Own Business panel with student entrepreneurs that truly showed students how they can be successful as an entrepreneur while also exceeding in academics. I also mentor high school students with entrepreneurial aspirations of their own, a commitment that I truly enjoy doing. I would not be standing here today without the impact of scholarship. I'm a living testimony of it. I'm glad to say that I no longer work for a job simultaneously. I now pursue my entrepreneurial passions, travel the United States for my career, and most importantly, give back to my community and students so they can best achieve their career goals. Being a college student is not easy, but nothing worthwhile in this world comes easy. I thank God that I'm here today, and I thank God for my success. Without Him, none of this would be possible. When life gets hard, trust God. And it may feel sometimes that He's not there, but I promise you, He's there. It all started with the Black Alumni Legacy Scholarship, and now I'm here standing before you today. If you have the ability to invest in a student or contribute to a scholarship fund, go for it. It means more than you know. Matthew 25:40. Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Thank you.
Wow, let's give last year's scholarship recipients one more round of applause. All right, I'm 5'3", guys, bear with me. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Melissa Brown. I'm the Assistant Director of the USF Foundation Office of Diversity Initiatives and Parent Philanthropy. We sincerely hope you are enjoying your today's ceremony. And before we continue, I would like to thank each of you for being a difference maker. The students we celebrated today are achieving their academic dreams because of the support of their scholarships, sponsors, and you. We would like to ask everyone to pull out their phones and scan the QR code on the green screen or the back of the programs using your phone's camera. This will take you to a webpage where you can contribute to the scholarships that we've heard about today. No gift is too small. Every dollar helps make an impact for both our students and the community. I would like to now call back Janae to the stage to introduce this afternoon's award recipients.
Can we just give another round of applause for Cherish? I'm just still in awe of your story and all that you've been able to accomplish. So up next, we now have the recipients of two of our awards, the Joyce Russell Alumni Kente Award and the Community Leader Award. This year's honorees truly exemplify the essence of dedication in promoting culture as well as progression. I would like to invite President-in-Law Joyce Russell and Sharon Thomas Ayers to join me on stage as we recognize them. As they make their way up, our Alumni Award recipient earned her bachelor's degree from USF's College of Business, an MBA from UCF. She is a president and CEO of the Black Business Investment Fund, also known as BBIF, a mission-driven not-for-profit loan fund. BBIF is a community development financial institution. It focuses on providing capital to Black, Indigenous, and other people of color and underserved small businesses. Its mission is simple: to develop and promote Black business enterprises through education, training, loans, and advocacy. Under Ms. Long's leadership, BBIF has provided over $87 million in loans to more than 1,000 Black and minority businesses. Let's clap for that. In addition to that, her work has created and sustained nearly 14,000 jobs, all while maintaining a historical loan loss rate of 3.5%. They've invested and leveraged over $475 million in community economic development projects. During COVID-19, BBIF processed over 900 applications and provided $17.3 million in small business administration paycheck protection loans to 450 minority businesses. We know how tough of a time that was for all businesses, but especially minority-owned businesses. She preserved more than 2,000 jobs during her efforts and worked with local governments in Orlando and Miami to process over $4 million in CARES grants and loans to hundreds of businesses. Yes, clap for that. Now, she has also led BBIF through the opening of satellite offices in Miami, Jacksonville, and most recently, right here in Tampa. In addition to her incredible accolades and achievements and vast professional and community involvement, Ms. Long is a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I know they were here, and has established an endowed scholarship in the USF Black Leadership Network. Everyone, please rise and help me to welcome to the stage the 2024-2025 Kente Alumni Award recipient, Inez Long.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the warm applause. Pardon me with this, kind of broke it off. Thank you. I'm a little on the clumsy side. At least that's what my dad told me when I was 14, and it's true. Wow, This is such an honor. The University of South Florida is the university where I matriculated and received my bachelor's degree in accounting, and where I met my husband. Fitzhugh Long, that was some 47 years ago. What a beautiful campus it was that I remember and still is. I experienced those many years ago. However, I also experienced a very strong culture of aggressive racism in my experience here. So much so that I vowed once I graduated that I would never return and never support this university. But I've since returned oftentimes over the years, prompted and encouraged by reunions and celebrations with fellow African American alumni, working with the university's engineering department to bring knowledge, education, and training of smart manufacturing technology skills to young people living in the East Tampa community, continued professional support from the College of Business's Professor Dean Melvin Stiff, if any of you guys remember him. He was a wonderful professor. And the wonderful Miss Melissa Brown, who is circling around here. These people with the university have shown me and fostered a relationship with me. Melissa and the African American Advisory Committee remind me of the African American professionals employed by the university during my formative years. Although very few in numbers, they were encouraging, steadfast, and committed in their support for us African American students. And their impact upon our success was astronomical for us as students and as professionals. I have since found a variety of people at USF who care about and work to support our African American college students. Such continued support is still so critically needed, and it inspires me to care for this university, as I did when I first selected it to matriculate. I am so very blessed and so thankful to God, the creator of our universe, for my family, my friends, my staff, my board, my health, and my strength, and for allowing me the opportunity to work in the finance industry and to grow a financial services company to the size of over $51 million on books and $198 million off books. And provides and improves the lives of so many wonderful people. Again, I am so honored, and I thank you so much for recognizing me and the work that I have been doing in this community, been blessed to do. Thank you.
We can all say that we are thankful that you did come back to USF and that you poured into all of us, and you continue to pour into students, Black businesses, and Black communities every day. So congratulations again, Ms. Long. It is now my honor to introduce our Community Leadership Award recipient to Thaddeus Bullard, WWE superstar that most of us know as Titus O'Neil, who has a heart for youth in the community. I'm sure many of you all know. Mr. Bullard went from being a resident of the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches as a troubled, underperforming young man and mentor to now an honorary deputy for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Mr. Bullard's passion and commitment to not only succeed personally, but also to help others succeed is derived from that seed that was planted young in his life, where many invested in him when, in his words, they had nothing to gain in return. Mr. Bullard has meaningfully supported various organizations locally and globally by giving of his time, talent, and treasure. Although he lacked a strong male role model in the home, his commitment to his family, most notably his 2 sons, TJ and Titus, and daughter Leah, are nothing short of remarkable, and we know that he's a role model to many young children. For the past 10 years, his Joy of Giving holiday event has provided more than 15,000 gifts annually to underprivileged children and families throughout the Bay Area. He is a proud member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated and president of the Bullard Family Foundation, which provides programs and resources to help build character and improve the outcomes of our young citizens here in the Tampa community. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Bullard isn't able to join us in person. However, he did provide a video with an acceptance speech for the 2024 Kente Community Leadership Award.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am Thaddeus Bullard, aka WWE Global Ambassador Titus O'Neil, and I sincerely apologize that I'm unable to be there in person to receive this incredible award, but man, what an honor. This award is especially meaningful to me because my life has been shaped by people just like those in this room. As my mom was raped when she was 11 years old and had me at the age of 12, I was told that I would be dead or in jail by the time I was 16 and believed that for a greater part of my young adult life. But people just like yourselves believed in me and they invested in me. And because of that investment, I became the first person in my family to graduate from high school. I became the first person in my family to graduate from college. Go Gators! Yes, I know we're at USF, but hey, it's a Gator Nation for me. I've built a life around providing children and families with opportunities to grow and thrive. My Bullard Family Foundation believes that exposure truly leads to expansion, and we have been able to provide students with experiences that can lead to transformational changes. From trips to movies, to private plane rides, to NFL games and getaways to Maine, we are opening doors and broadening horizons for our future. I'm honored to be receiving the Joyce Russell Kente Community Award and privileged to be on this journey with all of you to create impact and build lives and leaders. Make no mistake about it, I want to sincerely thank the USF administration, faculty, staff, students, and supporters in attendance today, as well as the USF African American Advisory Committee and the Kente Planning Committee, as you guys have always been very, very supportive of so many things in this community, but most importantly, making sure that our African American community here in Tampa continues to thrive. They call us Tampa Bay for so many reasons. Our beaches are amazing. Our sports teams have been playing extremely well, giving us lots of joy, so much expansion and development all over, and prosperity abound. But it's because of your investment that everyone can be included in this prosperity to continue to make Tampa one of the greatest cities to live in America. And quite frankly, in my opinion, since I've traveled the world, one of the greatest cities in the world. I love you all, and I believe in you all to continue to do the great work that you're doing. And for those that are receiving these investments of love, hope, inspiration, and resources, please make sure that you continue the domino effect to love other people, regardless of what background they come from, political affiliation, sexual orientation. We are all from the same gray anatomy, that God has blessed us with this unique opportunity to show what humanity is truly about. It's not about race alone, but in order to be in the race, we have to continue to put people in position to win. God bless you all. Thank you again for this tremendous honor, and I hope to see you all soon.
What a great speech and an inspirational message. And I know we can all say we are all grateful for our support for this community from Mr. Bullard. Now, I have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker. When we're talking about putting people in positions to win, we have a Super Bowl winner among us. Mr. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, also known as MVS, is a dynamic entrepreneur with a passion for innovation. As one of the 3 founding members of the urban specialty clothing line, Six Selection LLC, he has helped shape the brand into a symbol of style and individuality. Additionally, he serves as the CEO of Craft Tea LLC. That's a clothing printing company located here in the St. Pete area. Beyond his entrepreneurial pursuits, Marquez holds ownership in various ventures, several real estate properties, and has some ownership in a thriving gaming company. Notably, he's a professional football player and current free agent. He played a pivotal role in the Kansas City Chiefs' triumphant journey to become back-to-back Super Bowl champions. Prior to that, he spent 3 years showcasing his exceptional skills as a member of the Green Bay Packers, and those skills were developed right here playing for the USF Bulls, excelling on the field and in the classroom, earning a bachelor's degree in communication back in 2017. His accomplishments on the field are legendary, and he has spent many Christmas breaks collecting clothing and blankets for unhoused people in his hometown of St. Petersburg. So he also makes sure to come back home and to give back. During his off-season, Marquez finds solace in the company of his beloved companions, Ace and Spade, that bring joy and companionship to his life. Joining Marquez for a moderated conversation is Sam Barrington, a standout USF football player, former NFL linebacker, president of Skylimit Crane Rigging, and member of the USF Foundation Board of Directors. We'll invite them up to the stage now.
You were a bad guy in the neighborhood if you had a nickname, right? And so now people don't even call you Marquez Valdes-Scantling. All you hear is MVS. So that means you're a bad dude. Can I assume that?
I'm a good guy.
Good guy. Now when I say bad dude, not necessarily like you're into bad stuff. I really mean like your resume. You got 2 Super Bowls.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Okay, so we're in April now. This year is moving fast. The Super Bowl was just in February. What has the last 2 months of your life been like? I know you experienced it last year. You had a parade to go to and all that, but just help us understand, what has that been like for you?
It's been busy, man. I haven't even got time to really like celebrate the football side because I've just been working on my businesses. I got a fashion show that I'm doing next week. So, man, as soon as football's over with, I'm back to entrepreneur me.
Yeah. Now, what has driven that entrepreneur spirit that you have? And I know we'll talk about family and we'll talk about your experience here at USF, but how does a guy win a Super Bowl and say, you know what, I don't need to go to Miami and party. I don't need to go to the Bahamas. I'm going to get back down to Tampa. I got a company to run.
That's literally as soon as I got done, man, I got on the plane and came back and got right to work. I think that's more so just how I was raised. I know football won't last forever. Just being the person that I am, the people that were around me, my mom and dad were super influential in my life. That's how I got into real estate. My mom's a real estate agent. My dad's a clinical engineer. So I had a great family, growing up. And they just kind of taught me that, whatever you do, just put your all into it. So when I'm playing football, I'm all in. And then when I'm not, I'm all in wherever else I got to be.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, obviously your parents had to give you a message before you came here at USF. Talk about that message that your parents gave you, but also talk about how your time here at USF shaped you and prepared you for this experience you're having in the National Football League.
Yeah, man, my mom is a savage when it comes to grades. Dad was, all about football and, super supportive of what I wanted to do, but my mom did not play when it came to those grades. So that was like priority number one. Like, no matter what I wanted to do outside, if the grades weren't right, I wasn't playing football, I wasn't running track, I wasn't playing baseball, so that was always priority number one. So I always had good grades, I was always a good kid, I stayed away from the parties, and I've never smoked, I never drank, so just had my priorities right from a youth, and it just kind of kept it going. Nah, I'll clap for that, that's nice.
Well, we talk more about your time here at USF. You had the opportunity to play with Quentin Flowers. Everybody knows his name here, and to be quite honest with you, I'm gonna mention, I know I got BJ Daniels here in the audience, but so yeah, we did beat Florida State while I was here, Clemson, Notre Dame, Nevada at Nevada. I'm gonna just put that out there. Miami got their coach fired.
I get it.
So we did our share, but you guys arguably had the greatest teams here under Willie Taggart. Charlie Strong took it over. Talk about those days and the glory days. I mean, I was in the NFL still, and I'm getting calls like, hey man, the Bulls ain't playing. I got guys in the locker room, hey man, you like USF against my team? I'm like, chill, I'm not a betting man, but it was a really beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, man. When I decided to come back to USF, the program was 2-10 at the time, and I believe that they had a good foundation with the people that they had, and it wasn't like there was a bunch of 4- and 5-star guys that were part of those years that I was here. It was a bunch of guys that were 2 or 3 stars that just all believed, and Coach Taggart and Coach Strong did a great job of just kind of letting us lead the charge and letting the players kind of dictate how we wanted the season to go. And I think that was the most important thing when it came to it. Obviously, I was a part of that, turning it around, from 2-10 to being like 13th in the country, the 2nd best offense in the nation. Like we had all those, cool accolades, but it was more so about the players, man. Like I said, we were, I think, just a bunch of 2 and 3 stars that just, from the Tampa Bay area, man. And the Florida blood that we had, it was just like we're gonna compete, every day. And I think that was the best thing about it.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I just thought about something as you were talking. Now, you transferred to USF, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I know you have an opinion on this whole name, image, and likeness space, the transfer portal. When you guys hear the term NIL, that stands for name, image, and likeness. And so now, college players are able to get paid for their name, image, and likeness. And it's created a real stir in college football. I mean, I know you got your money now, so you're probably not jealous of these guys, right?
Nah, man. I'm proud, man, because before I transferred, I was at North Carolina State for 2 years.
Right.
And I was broke.
Yeah.
I opened my account one day and it said -$5. And I'm like, that's all I had. It wasn't nothing I can do, and obviously as an athlete, I'm taking 18 credit hours at the time. My freshman year, I got study hall for 4 hours a day, so I literally just don't have time to do anything else but go to class and go to practice and come home and study. Right. And so by the time I look up, it's 9 o'clock and my day started at 7. So it's like I have no time to go make any money. So it's like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna survive. So that was one of the main reasons why I came back down to USF, because my family's in St. Pete, so that's 30 minutes away. Right. I had no money, man. I'm like, man, I'm hungry. So just watching, these guys get paid now, I'm grateful that we were able to, kind of transition into where we are now to what I used to have to deal with, because that was not a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Not a good thing.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's amazing what we did with $10, right?
Made it,
back then.
Made it stretch.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity for me to plug this. I'm not sure if you guys knew, but we actually have what's called the Fowler Collective here at USF. So now that the players are able to get paid, this organization is separate from what the university does. So you can find them on social media. It's very easy to get behind these players because it helps the coaches recruit and it helps the success of our program. So I just wanted to plug that in there. Let's get back to your days, right? Now, you and I, we got a lot in common. I can dress, you can dress. Now, we'll get to that. But no, seriously. Drafted by Green Bay.
Yep.
Right? A Florida boy going to Green Bay. All right, just to give you guys some context, the population in that town is less than 120,000.
100,000.
The stadium holds about 85,000, right? Yeah. So when there's a game, you're not seeing anybody anywhere except Walmart. You get what I mean?
Even that, yeah.
And then you had the opportunity to play with arguably, I know there's a lot of Tom Brady fans in here, so don't beat me up on my way out, but you had the opportunity to play with Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. Talk about the experience of playing with Aaron, then playing with the guy who's probably going to be the best quarterback to ever play this game in Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, man. I mean, even when I was just coming out, I knew I was going to get drafted. I had a pretty good, senior year, and I was just like, God, I don't want to go anywhere cold. And God humbles you quick, so I get the call from a 920 area code, and my first thought is like, man, it's going to be cold, right? And, like I said, I'm from Florida. I was in North Carolina for 2 years, and it gets cold, but it don't get Green Bay cold.
Right.
And, so just getting up there and, walking into the locker room and, Aaron knows you by name. And hey, Quez, come sit down. I'm like, me? You talking to me? Like, this is Aaron Rodgers. I'm watching you on TV as a kid, on Sunday Night Football, beating up on the Bears with Clay Matthews and Randall Cobb. Like, I'm
Sam Barrington too, right?
So I'm watching y'all play, and I'm like, this is crazy. And you know me by name, so just being able to walk in that and see, a Hall of Famer just know you by name and can still talk to you to this day. I still talk to Aaron regularly. Mm-hmm. So I think he's one of the greatest teammates to ever play this game of football. But just him to teach me those things for those 4 years that I was in Green Bay, I'm forever indebted to him. Just the opportunity that I was given at that place to go on and get to a second contract and get to a third contract here in a couple days. It's just, I'm forever grateful for what he did for me, and then obviously playing with Pat and winning 2 Super Bowls and playing under Coach Reed and learning that system. It was just, I'm blessed, man.
You've really had the career of a 10-year vet at this point.
Yeah,
and again, the astronomical likelihood of winning a Super Bowl, right? You win it twice. I want to give you a round of applause for that.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
It's why guys play the game. You get what I mean? You're sitting in your backyard, you got your brother chasing you, and we replicate those moments. You had an extremely big catch this past game.
Yep.
How does a guy execute in a moment like that, be present and make it happen? The whole city of Tampa was on your back when you made that catch and you got it done.
Yeah, man, it's just repetition. It's one of those things where you don't even think about it. The moment's never too big, the moment's never too small. I made that catch 100 times, and it was routine where, you do the same thing over and over again, no matter what the situation is, it won't affect you, So, throughout the whole playoff run, it was, big catch after big catch and big moment to, send teams home and take our team to the next phase. And it was never, I think just never get too high, never get too low. One of my coaches told me it's never as good as it seems, never as bad as it seems.
Right.
So just being able to, no matter what ups and downs I've been through throughout the season, throughout life, man, just being able to stay even, to get back on track and keep the ball rolling.
So you left NC State to come to USF, and then you left Green Bay to go to Kansas City. What about your transitional experience in college helped you prepare for that transitional experience in the NFL?
Man, I don't even think it's college. I think it's life, man.
Yeah.
Obviously growing up in the south side of St. Pete, man, I think I've seen everything that you can possibly see before I turned 18.
Sure.
So there's nothing in life that I was afraid of, in the real world. Like football is football, man. I had to go through real life, and, especially from the south side of St. Pete, man, like I said, I've seen it all, I've done it all, I've experienced it all, good and bad. So, people talking bad about football and things not going right in football, man, I had to deal with real life.
Are you surprised driving around the Tampa Bay region, Sarasota, Manatee, and seeing all the growth in the city?
Man, I was just on the south side of St. Pete the other day looking at a building because I'm trying to expand my company, and I was riding down the street where I grew up on, and I'm like, this place looks completely different.
Right.
Literally, there's apartment buildings that I would never thought would be there. There's new shopping centers. I'm like, where am I at right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm grateful to see that, because obviously there's so much in this area that has to offer. But I can also still ride down 16th Street where the Trop is and still see crackheads there. And so it's just I know that there's still growth to be had.
Sure.
But I'll never forget where I come from. But I also want to be able to, buy buildings on the south side of St. Pete to help my community grow.
Right. Talk more about that. I mean, as much as you've done on the field, I think it's important that people know we got a rich network of individuals here who get behind initiatives all the time. I can talk myself about how initiatives I had been supported by so many people in this room. Talk about some of the things you're doing in the community.
Yeah, man, I think just the biggest thing right now is my screen printing company. A little craft t-shirt right here, but it's a screen printing company. So it started with my clothing line, Six Selection, and I'm introverted by nature, so I like to express myself through clothing.
Sure.
And so I think it was just a really cool and unique way for me to do that. But then, I kind of got tired of being told, hey, I can't make this or we can't do this. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to create my own company and do it myself.
I like it.
And so that's kind of how that started. And it started with 2 employees, a year and a half ago. Now I got 8 full-time employees over a year, so just rapidly growing this thing. We can go in and print whatever, screen print, embroider, director, everything, any and everything, cut and sew. We're doing all that stuff now, and just being able to say, hey, I got a space where people can come and create.
Where is that space?
It's in St. Pete.
St. Petersburg.
It's in St. Petersburg. Yep. And so that's where my brick and mortar is right now. I'm looking for a bigger building right now so I can continue to grow, get more
and make
employees.
shirts for everybody in this room.
That'll be great, USF included.
Beautiful.
And so I think that's just something that I enjoy also because I give opportunities to people to learn and grow and create jobs down in St. Pete because I find that so important. I got a convicted felon on my payroll right now. Wow. It's like, that's what's important, giving people those opportunities, man, because, you know, that's what's important. You know, he's a great guy, and I feel like just because you have bad circumstances doesn't mean you're limited to what you can do.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I really love and appreciate the fact that you spoke on that, because you look around the world and you talk about some DEIs, you know, in the conversation, right? And sometimes it's people talk about race and demographics a lot, but it's some people who need a second chance in life. And so I want to really commend you for doing that. Yeah. Let's switch the subject a little bit. They didn't mention it earlier, but I've had a very unique opportunity. Obviously played here, graduated here, got my master's here, and now I'm going into year 6. I've commentated and called every football game for the past 5 years. So I left the NFL and they put me right back in the booth. I was like, man, come here. And so I've been calling those games, and I'm telling you, last year was the most exciting year. And we only won 6 games. You know, we go and we win a bowl game, but it was still an amazing experience. One of the things that I really respect about you is you show up. It's your bye week, you're here. You get what I mean? The big games, you're here. Saw you at the basketball game. Talk about the excitement that you have for the program. You saw how well basketball, track, all the sports are doing.
Yeah, man, I think, like I said, I wouldn't be where I am today without USF. And so I think just being able to get back and, you know, showcase that, you know, there's a guy who sat in the same seats that y'all sat in, can still be back and show that it's possible. So I think that's super important, to be able to come back and talk to the football team, show up at basketball games, show up at events. Like, I'm forever indebted to USF. I have a large mural tattoo on my back of USF. Like, this is something that's like meaningful to me.
Somebody said, let's see it. Come on now. Who was that? Miss Castor, was that you?
You know, and so I think for me, just being able to give back and just be around, be present, you know, because obviously, you know, one day my name won't mean as much. Sure. You know? And so, you know, while I'm in the moment, you know, why not showcase that it's possible?
What message would you share if we don't have any players sitting in the audience, but what message would you share if we had a player here, 2 years in front of them, all these things going on in college football?
It doesn't even have to be a player, man. Some of these students here, I'm inspired by them, you know, and, you know, just what they're doing. But just believing in yourself, man. I think that's the most important thing. Obviously, keeping your faith. You know, that's you know, I got my Pray First bracelet on. I go to Radiant, South Tampa. So I'm in there every Sunday serving with the kids. But just believing in yourself more than anything. You know, at every level, I've been doubted. You know, told I wasn't good enough. Hey, we'd like somebody more than you, and just saying I can do it. Sure. And going in and making myself right, not proving anybody wrong, but proving myself right. That's literally the motto that I've always lived by.
That's beautiful. So we got a few more minutes, right? I want to share something, right? So as I'm getting the opportunity to speak here and moderate this panel, I noticed the term Kente, right? And so my family is actually from Ghana. The term Kente, it means basket. And so now you see the print, you go all around the country of Africa, the country of Ghana, and you see this print, this very popular print, but it's derived from the word basket. And so when the Akan people of the Ashanti region would travel all around Ghana, the way people would identify us is by the Kente cloth. And so I'm very humbled to be here. I tell you what, as a student athlete, I know you were broke at NC State, but you got here at USF and things changed for you. You know, we had meal plans, right? So to hear some of the stories that the students are sharing, where it's like they, you know, have to work all these jobs. Unfortunately, us athletes, we couldn't relate to it. Now, we bust our behind over there at the athletic building, but, you know, we had resources, we had meal plans. You know, some of the players, we go over each other's houses for dinner. And so it's just a humbling experience to hear it. To see you on the stage that you are now, you're doing business, you're doing a great job in football. I want to talk about how you showed up on game day in the fashion that you exemplified. And the reason why I brought up the Kente is because this outfit I got on, it was actually made in Ghana. I get the opportunity to travel back every year, and so I wore this for you. I need your compliment, right? So, because if y'all got an opportunity to look at this guy's social media, he's arguably one of the most fashionable guys in the league.
Yeah, I'm dressed down right now. So
yeah, I know.
Sorry, guys. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Like I said, it's fashion is a big thing for me. You know, like I said, I'm introverted by nature. You know, it may not seem that way because I can speak in front of people, but I'm, you know, very reserved, you know, in my normal self. And like I said, I love to express myself, you know, through fashion. I have no fear when it comes to it. I can care less about what anyone has to say about what I wear because I do it for myself. And I think I learned that from my mom growing up because she was kind of the same way. And so just being able to go out and put whatever I want on, you know, day in and day out, and then be able to go to my company and say, hey, I want to try this, I want to make this, and be able to do it myself. And I was tired of paying all these crazy prices for Louis Vuitton.
I'm telling you.
Let me just go make it myself. You know, I think that's just been more fun and more creative that way.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that's obviously a big conversation around campus is we're going to have a stadium here pretty soon, right? And I tell you what, I was on my visit here at USF second week in December in 2008, and they were telling me like, hey man, we're going to get a stadium soon. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Now it's 15 years later, and this thing is finally happening. Thanks to Jay Stroman, who's leading our foundation. He's sitting here in the front row. Michael Kelly, president-in-law, so many great people have gotten that done. What does that mean for you? And we got about a minute and a half left, so take your time, talk about what that means for you and the impact you think it'll have on
this community. Man, that's great, man. I'm super excited to see that thing. I need to get my name somewhere on there somehow.
Yeah.
You know, so Jay, you know, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that, man. Obviously, I love playing in Raymond James. It was one of the coolest experiences as a college athlete to play in a professional stadium, you know, every week. But to be able to, you know, have our fans here, have our student section here, not have to drive 20 minutes or worry about carpooling or catching an Uber or whatever, just being able to be right here on campus. I'm super excited to see that thing light up. I know the players will be. I'm excited to see what it looks like, see what that game is like, those atmospheres, and you know, excited to see just what football is going to be back, you know, at USF. Because when we were here, we had that thing rocking, and I'm just excited to see that back there.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, man, on behalf of alumni, USF community, we're so proud of you. We want you to continue to go out and shine. He's in a very interesting place in his career right now. I was a free agent, but once I was a free agent, it was time to go home for me, right? We're going to see him on another team making big plays. And again, speaking on guys like BJ Daniels, we're always talking about you, how proud we are of you, and we want you to keep shining, keep being fearless, and keep being a leader, because so many of these guys, they want to grow up and be like you, and I think you're a perfect man for them to be like. So I thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, man. Good job. Yes, sir.